Hey guys, it's Corey over at Cyber Strategies AI again. Today we're taking a look at the agent system that I've described before in previous videos, and this is kind of an overall architecture image of it. So we're starting with the leads database where we get leads from a variety of places, whatever they might be, and we're putting those leads into GoHighLevel, into the CRM. And I'm kind of working with a model of about 40,000 leads. So we put them into the CRM, and then it automatically calls and varies the agents, the date, the time of day, what agent voice model it's using. And I've got it set up so that it works with both the leads API and the calls API, but primarily we're focusing right now on the leads API so that it goes into an Air campaign. In the campaign, you can manage the budget there, and you can manage the way that it calls, so you don't have to do all these calls over and over and over. And if you did have to do all those calls, it'd even be worse. So we're going to work with like 1.5 cents per operation to run that custom webhook going out of GoHighLevel to a list in Air.ai, and then that will be part of a campaign, and that campaign will make the calls. So we're going to have all of the leads flow through this. Only a certain number of them will actually get processed and go back via a post-call outcome and drop back into GoHighLevel. So even though they're like, 1.5 cents or whatever it is to, either direction, both directions, this will be all the leads, this will be some of the leads, and then even fewer will actually get processed out here to Google Sheets. So really focusing on this one where it's impacting every single lead, and it's because it is using a custom webhook, which is right here in the automation. I'll show you what we're talking about. We're going to call leads via API, and it all flows through this one webhook right here. This one I am replacing with a standard standard GoHighLevel webhook instead of what we've been using is a custom webhook. The custom webhook has a cost to operate it. The standard one does not. So what I've done here is replace the custom webhook with a standard webhook call. So all of the traffic will go through and execute right here in this particular standard webhook. So the standard webhook sends this standard data. You can click on this right here and get all of that. Plus, I'm adding some custom data. It allows for custom data, and I'm putting the bearer token into the header. So I'll be able to extract it out when I get it over to Webhook.site. So our overall plan is to go to Webhook.site with the data, and then have Webhook.site translate the data and put it out in the format that Air needs it. So with Air, you cannot use a standard webhook out of GoHighLevel. The differences are in the way that it formats the output data coming out of the webhook from GoHighLevel. This is what is expected right here for a properly formatted list API call for Air. Notice the quotes aren't around the number. There aren't any quotes around the number. There aren't any quotes around the extra fields. I believe it's not supposed to have that. It's either that or it's ignoring them. And then all of this stuff, this is the entire call. It's supposed to look just like this. Versus what you get is all of the standard data. And I'm really just focusing on this custom data right here. It has quotes around various things that we don't want it, like, for instance, the list ID is supposed to be numerical, not a string. This one probably is supposed to be a string, but I've seen it done as just open and close curly brace, and that works. So, but we can't have it inside of another structure called custom data for the call, and then it's inside all of that other huge structure that is coming across from GoHighLevel in their standard data. So they ship all of this data plus the custom data fields that we were just looking at, and all of these other things are in the standard data, but you can't modify it. It's just this big blob of text that comes out And we need, for Air to work properly, we need this right here. So over on Webhook.site, over on Webhook.site, we have just a two-step process. Number one, read the incoming JSON, and I'm using the AutoJSON function, and it's creating 46 variables. Then reformat it and output exactly what is needed for the leads API in this case. And I'll probably do some more work on this. I'm going to do some more work on this so that I could make this one action capable. It's going to have some logic in it, capable of handling the leads API or the calls API, and convert the text over here, and even take like extra fields if those are available. And I'm going to try to get it so that you could put a dynamic list of extra fields in on the input side and extract them on the output side and send them. But you could see this is what comes in right here. And I've just created a thing called a contact called Corey Tester with this, and calling this list ID. And I've got my bearer token in here. And you're not able to see all of it, but yeah, my bearer token is buried in here too. That gets access to my account, and then you need the phone number. The required things are all right here. So this is the newly formatted output right there, bringing in all of that other stuff, throwing away almost all of it, just looking at the custom data, pulling that out and reformatting it so that it can go over there to Air. So using the leads API, the required things are the authorization. You saw the bearer token, the phone number, list ID, and extra fields. So it looks like, yeah, maybe that is supposed to have quotes on it like that. You see here, looks like it's given me a buy by having it without quotes around it. So it might not actually be required. Anyhow, I'm getting a 200 response back for it. It showed me right. Where did it show me? Oh, right here. Status 200 response. So 1.08 seconds. So it brings it in this format and reformats it in this second step into that format and ships it off to the leads API, where it successfully adds a lead. I will demo it, and I'll do another video where I go in depth on all the detail of how it works. But right now, let's just take a look here, and you can see that I've replaced the custom webhook call. Okay, so custom webhook call, and then I'm going to tag this. The way that I fire this off is I tag it with here's the agent pointer, so it's pointing to that agent. I tag it with call with Air, and it takes it a minute. I have a 1 minute delay in there, so I will cut that out, the video. So here we are, and we'll wait for that minute and see that name. Okay, so the minute has gone by, and I show one contact in this, my 007, my 008, and now there it is. The Corey Tester contact has shown up in that list, the 008 list. We can look and verify that it is indeed 57625, which is the lead list that I was wanting to use. So we have successfully been able to pass a lead from GoHighLevel into Air by hitting an intermediary server, which is Webhook.site, and now we're placing that lead. That lead's been placed in the agent 008 list. So if that were associated to a campaign, it would start calling that according to the campaign rules and budget. So hopefully this helps you understand. We're really putting another piece in the middle and translating so that we can use a standard webhook, not a custom webhook, and reduce the cost of that, of the calling side of the agent system.